Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United's FA Cup penalty shootout exit to Fulham could have more far-reaching consequences for the crisis-hit club than the door slamming shut on another trophy. Defeat to Marco Silva's side means the only silverware left for United to play for this season is the Europa League, with the winners guaranteed a place in next season's Champions League. Failure to go all the way and win the Europa League would leave United without any European football next season, only the second time that will have happened in the past 3 decades. If that scenario unfolds, which is highly probable given United's current form, means they are unlikely to win the Europa League, they will find it hard to attract top players in the summer. Given United's financial problems, £300 million losses over the past 3 years, they were always going to have to be smarter with their recruitment than they have been in recent times. Against the backdrop of those financial constraints, which has already seen them lay off 250 staff, with up to 200 more set to follow, United must be frugal and shrewd with their summer business. But even accounting for that, as well as the need to sell players before they can buy, United will find it hard to attract players of sufficient quality if they cannot offer European football. United's record goalscorer and former captain Wayne Rooney underlined the scale of the recruitment crisis facing his old club by admitting the best players will think twice about moving to Old Trafford. "If I'm a top player playing in a different country and Manchester United came to sign me now, I'd be thinking I'm not sure," said Rooney. United have spent a lot of money over the last 10 years. The structure hasn't been there because a certain manager hasn't had a long enough period of time. Every time they're starting to move forward a bit, it gets ripped up again because they've got a different style. If United cannot offer European football next season, they can forget signing the likes of Sporting Lisbon striker Victor GYOKORES, Napoli's Victor Osimhen, or Wolves forward Matheus Cunha. United's fall from grace has already seen them miss out on targets including Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham, both of whom former boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tried and failed to sign. Haaland joined City, where he has become the most prolific goalscorer in Europe, while Bellingham has taken his career to a different level at Real Madrid, with both having won the Champions League, something they could not have achieved at United. In short, United's revival hinges on whether they can win the Europa League this season. If not, the recovery process is likely to prove more painful and drawn out than AMORIM or their fans could have imagined. Manchester United's budget for the summer window is set to be minimal, with club chiefs preparing to miss out on European football next season. The Red Devils have endured an awful season, having been knocked out of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, while languishing in 14th in the Premier League. Their only chance of securing qualification for Europe next year is to win the Europa League, which appears a tall order. United chiefs had already budgeted on the basis that the club will spend the next 4 years in the Europa League, not the Champions League. But it is claimed that club bosses have even factored in the threat of no European football at all next season as part of their costings. It means manager Ruben Amorim will be severely restricted in the money he can spend in the summer. With that in mind, Mirror Football looks at 5 players United may mount a move for when they become free agents. A key area that needs attention in the transfer market is centre-back, with AMORIM'S preferred system leaving United stretched on quality in this area. Lisandro Martinez's ACL injury also makes signing a central defender a priority for the summer. Jonathan Tah's contract will expire in the summer, and it appears unlikely he will be remaining with Bayer Leverkusen. While at 29 he is on the older side, Tah has played all but 1 game for Leverkusen this term and has regularly captained them. He has also become a regular starter for Germany. Tah would likely be a perfect signing for United to bolster their creaking defence. Making a move for Angel Gomes would represent something of a homecoming for the attacking midfielder. He graduated from United's academy, even becoming the youngest ever winner of the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award. Gomes joined Lille in 2020 and has starred for the French side, helping them to win the Trophée des Champions a year after his arrival. The 24-year-old has the perfect profile and would bring desperately needed help in attacking areas, having been League One's top assist provider in the 2023 to 2024 campaign. Tariq Lamptey is an experienced Premier League right-back, but is still only 24 years old. Lamptey has had a mixed season with Brighton this year, spending long spells out of the team. While he appears back in their plans, his contract will expire ahead of the summer transfer window. Lamptey would certainly be an upgrade on United's current options at right-back and has experience of playing in multiple systems from his 5 years at the Seagulls. While he has never played in the Premier League, Olivier Boscali would still boost United's defensive options. The 27-year-old has helped PSV Eindhoven to win the KNVB Cup in 2023 and the Eredivisie title the following year. He has also captained the Dutch side this season, displaying the leadership qualities that United badly need. The fact he isn't part of France's national team would also allow him to spend more time with AMORIM on the training ground. While most of these players are defensive options, United clearly need the most help in central midfield. Frank Anguissa would fill that role perfectly, having been a key man for Napoli in their title challenge this season. He has also earned 60 caps for Cameroon at international level. The 29-year-old has displayed an ability to stay available, having featured in all but 2 games for Napoli in all competitions this season. While many Manchester United fans reminisce over their decades of dominance under Sir Alex Ferguson and the incredible players they had at their disposal, the feeling of resentment from the club towards the past is inescapable. Mirror Football already reported on how club chiefs are sick of hearing about the glory days and believe the discussion about past achievements only serves to put more pressure on the team. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has already removed Ferguson from his lucrative ambassadorial role he held since retiring from management in 2013, and now United are in uncharted waters. They are battling through a financial minefield while attempting to improve a dismally underperforming team in the process. It's a near impossible juggling act. United have won 5 trophies since Ferguson retired, including 4 domestic cups and the Europa League. The Premier League, a competition the club have won 20 times, looks like a distant dream that could take years to reach, even just to put together a title challenge. The fact this club has won any trophies since Ferguson packed up and left seems like a miracle. In his last season in 2012-13, he already had a squad that was on the decline. It featured ageing stars like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, and was in desperate need of a shake-up. United's success didn't come by fluke. It was thanks to careful planning, making only signings that were right for the club, and developing the best talent the club had to offer, led by Ferguson and CEO David Gill. But after the pair's departure, United's solution was to throw money at the wall. In the next 5 seasons, they spent almost £700 million on transfers, gambling on big names like Angel Di Maria, Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Alexis Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku. They were all given eye-water salaries while United went for the best managers in the world like Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal. It's no coincidence United have the highest net spend on transfers, almost £1 billion, since the 2014-15 season. There has been a desperate lack of direction since Ferguson left, and his former striker Wayne Rooney has even suggested he is to blame for not setting the club up for the future. United were offering me a contract of £200,000 a week, so it would have been quite easy for me to say, 5 years, £200,000 a week, let me sign it now, Rooney said in February 2022. It would have been quite easy for me to do that, but I wanted success on the pitch that means more to me. Actually, if you look 5 years down the line from that meeting, Alex Ferguson knew where the club was going. He got out of there as quick as he could, and they're still picking up the pieces now. Gary Lineker backed up his claim and made a poignant suggestion. If you look at Liverpool now, they've got a new manager in Arne Slot, and it's testament to how Jurgen Klopp left the club in a really good state, Lineker told BBC Sport. So the structure is really good. That probably wasn't the case at the end of Sir Alex Ferguson's time at Old Trafford. I know they won the league that season, but it wasn't their best side. A lot of their great players were coming to the end of their careers. I think from there they had problems. The academy wasn't delivering the players that they were before. Rio Ferdinand, meanwhile, rubbished the suggestion. He wrote on Twitter, "Peas, we won the league by 11 points in 2012-13. Since then, the recruitment have been poor. But I've read over the last few days it's the boss's fault." What a load of nonsense. Ferdinand is right in one regard. There is no doubt the recruitment has been atrocious after wasting millions on big names on undeserving salaries. But that doesn't mean that a portion of the blame does not lie at Ferguson's door. The fact the Scot left the club at the same time as the influential Gill was significant. No one at Old Trafford could have possibly foreseen the mess that would ensue at the club in the next decade, but they can't have thought it was a good idea for both figures to leave so suddenly. When Ferguson left, he handpicked his successor in David Moyes before walking off into the sunset. Moyes turned out to be one of United's worst ever managers. There was no real thought process or long-term planning. A look back on his words when announcing his retirement only rings with an echo of irony. It was important to me to leave an organisation in the strongest possible shape, and I believe I have done so, he said. The quality of this league-winning squad and the balance of ages within it bodes well for continued success at the highest level, whilst the structure of the youth setup will ensure that the long-term future of the club remains a bright one.